All right. So it seems like after like 3 weeks, I have shown up again, right? So let me just set this up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I just wanted to, didn't sleep last night. Working on some SOPs and some things that has to be fixed right now urgently. So I thought, okay, you know what? I do have this morning caffeinated like double shots of coffee. So I was like, okay, you know what? I can record a video. So this is more like an update video. I really don't have much time to post like cold calling or sales call videos because even my video editor, like Salman, who used to edit my videos, he's also helping in the operations. So everything in the agency right now is focused on operations. It's a mess, right? And everything is a mess, right? So there was a time when it was like, oh, we don't have anything to do because there's not enough meetings coming in. It was just me and Jan practicing every day, trying to call, trying to that was like the boring phase, right? And then August was the biggest boom, right? We had like 78 meetings booked and this and that. I was like, after a long time, like after we had like 35, almost like 30 show ups, then from 30 show ups, we had one client. And then from there, I took like, took over the sales. And then we have like seven clients onboarded from after August. So it was like September, right? End of August, mid of August to September, mid of October, we had like a total of seven clients onboarded. So we have like seven active clients. There's like three more to be onboarded. We still haven't received the payments yet, so we are waiting on that. So seven active clients onboarded. We thought, okay, you know what, this is amazing. And then the main thing comes, right? The operations. We had no idea how to manage like client communications. We had no idea how to handle the service delivery, especially because in the mortgage industry, right? I'm not sure if you know anyone like who is like a mentor, like SMMA mortgage specific SMMA coaching or something. Like for example, like specific coaching. For example, in the contractor niche, Michael Mignona or Minogna, I'm not sure his name, but he's there, right? So this is a good option for anyone who is in the contractor niche to take like we have funds now, so we can invest in that. But we don't have enough funds to entirely automate the operations entirely. So we are looking for help, possible help to manage the onboarding, but we want to invest with someone who has done this in this industry, which is really I haven't found yet. So if you guys know anyone, just guide me towards that, like to that direction, so that I can find that, and then we can fast track the process, and I can save my team some slack, right? Cut some slack for them. Um, Team update: we have one, two, three, four, five, including me and Jan. Five. Then Manish, six, and then there is one more girl being onboarded. Like she's about to come in. It's still in the conversation. It's like she's from South Africa. And then we possibly, we'll be looking to expand the acquisition team as well. So probably like a couple of VAs is going to come up. There's Shlok as well. So it's like, seven, eight team members right now. Most of them, like only me and Jan are like fully active. And even Jan right now is not active entirely. It's just me active fully. But everyone is like, a part-time, like not entirely in this. So that's just, you know, we don't have the number of hours, but we have the number of people. So don't assume that okay, you know what, this is eight members. They must be having no problems, right? A lot of problems right now, especially because we don't have any guidance properly. So we're just trial and error and trial and error. We are about to close like some high ticket. I was almost closed 3997 um paid in full about last week. Lost that deal for some reason, like contract was not in place. So that's the reason we lost it. Like it's weird enough. Like by now we should have had that in place. It was in place, but it was not set up properly because it was the first time I was charging money upfront, paid in full on the call. So I did not expect that someone is gonna be actually taking out the card and paying me. Why it was possible? I'm gonna get to it. But since I was not expecting, so I did not go prepared with the contract on the call. But then the call turned out to be like, you know what? He was like, okay, let me just take my card. It was a 2 hour call. I'll be sharing that call whenever possible, but it was using the NEPQ technique. So almost closed the deal. So that's the update with the sales update. Um, the sales training, I learned NEPQ. I had taken uh like a community access with one of the mentors, one of the guys who used to sell for seventh level. So I like him more than a Jeremy Miner. And I don't have like that funds right now to invest in that. So I took a lower ticket thing that has all the structures and frameworks there. So I just studied that structure for 15 days, like put down 100 hours in the last 2.5 weeks, from 28th of October until 7th of November. 25th of October to 7th of November. I was completely submerged in that, learning that framework. So by now, in like 50, I have put like about like 100 hours studying, practicing role plays. So everything else was, on the hindsight. Only this was the primary focus for these days. Learned the NPQ technique, uh, added my personal touch, and then took two sales calls. The first call was like kind of like shaky. I did not remember what to ask, how to ask. But the second call was like almost a closed deal, right? Almost like if I had the contract in place, we would have been already making like $4,000 painful like this. Okay, it was there. Like he already made the payment. Was about to make the payment. He entered the card details. Could not do anything. Anyways, now so that is the reason. I'm preparing this as well, like the SOPs as well. That is the update for the sales training and sales side. Update for the appointment booking. So for some reason, not for some reason, of course, like we're not able to, like my team members, the main guys who used to book the meetings, situations did not support right now. Like there are some variables in place which is not allowing them to do the number of dials that they did in August, which got them 78, like got the team like 78 meetings in 1 month. We're trying to hit that number, which was about 2005, almost like 3,000 dials, 3,500 dials in 1 month. And that got us 78 meetings, right? It was August. So, and we calculated that from October till now, we only did 2,000 dials, including me. Uh, and from that 2,000, we got about like 23 meetings booked, right? So it's not too bad. Uh, yes, it's the vacations, like the holidays are coming in, so more people are receptive, less people are receptive to marketing, and especially in this industry. Uh, but still, the number of dials has decreased, the number of pitches have decreased tremendously. So that is a challenge. So now I have to work on that primarily. So what happened is like last 10 days when I worked on the sales side, everything else was on the hindsight, and also I was ill, so that everything else went as a became less important, and this was the most important thing. Of course, it really will pay up moving forward, but right now the biggest thing that fell apart is the biggest strength that we had, that's like cold calling, appointment booking. So right now we do not have enough book appointments coming in. So if that is the challenge right now, how to exactly go through that, that's what I'm working on. So that's the reason I did not sleep. I thought, okay, I would sleep and wake up early. I was like, no, you know what? From now on, every morning I'll be waking up early, and then again, like reshifting my schedule there again. Morning is gonna be like 4 hours of productive work, like deep work into the business for the business. So I made this, woke up in the morning and made this. This is like, yeah, all the things that has to be taken care of. So it's like 6 pillars. So cold calling on the side, acquisition, cold calling, then training the cold callers, a sales calls for myself, like preparing the sales call role plays and stuff, and then sales training for myself. Like again, going through the structures, materials, and preparing those, objection handling and everything. And then the sales process as in like how to increase the show ups, what to do as follow ups, what materials to send to if someone doesn't close, how to exactly structure that and make scripts for every single conversation. So let's say like we are following up for 3 months, on every call we have to have a script, like frameworks to follow, so that has to be made, because one thing I noticed is like, with lack of preparation comes anxiety. If there is preparation, there is no anxiety. So previously, I did not have any idea about, I knew that, okay, I know something about sales, but I did not know how much I know and what I don't know. And that is the reason I was super anxious, and I always tried to push away sales to other people that I thought that, okay, they have this positive thing, which I don't have. But the thing that I missed was like, they only have that positive that don't have, but I have like 10 different positive things that they don't have. So 10 versus 1, 10 will always win. That is when I came to the sales and it started to click. Now, with that 10 things added, like, more skills added, better structure, proven methods added with the NEPQ framework, now it really starts to click. So now if I learn the NEPQ structure and then I know how what to do before, what to do after, and the sales process is entirely, we have a blueprint for that. And every step is like clearly articulated. Every step is like clearly written down. Then we will be having much more control, and I'll be having like no anxiety at all, right? If I am prepared, preparation is is the enemy of anxiety, I guess. So preparation. So this is like more like preparation right now, okay? Um, so the cold call side, I have listed down all the objections that had to be taken care of. So I prepared three main things that we are getting right now in this period. And we are going to be analyzing all the previous conversations the team has had so that we can bring up things that is missing right now. And then training the cold callers, like I'll need to prepare a specific roadmap, like all the things, for example, expectation setting, like what to expect, and then law of averages. Like there's three types of conversations, right? The one is the meeting. Second is like follow up for warm conversation. So you set a follow up message. Sorry, it's follow up call for next week or 3 days from now, 4 days from now. And the third type is like follow up cold, follow up for a cold audience, right? If they're like, you know what, maybe someday. So keep that as a follow up. So there's three types of conversations to, add tasks for. And then there's like the approach, what type of question, like always end with a question, and then basic structure of the call. Then master stroke question 1, 2, and 3. The key question that always opens people up, and then cushioning question, like how to cushion the statements and the questions that you are asking based on their frequency. Tap into their point of view so that they can open up more, and then you can guide the conversation forward. And then frequency mapping, like whatever the frequency is, map that frequency. Pacing down, like controlling the conversation pace, and then focusing on the point of view, like their point of view, and then transition into what you wanted to share. So these things has to be like structured so that I can step by step. Like so far, the training module was like haphazard, right? Okay, this is coming up, so we do this. This is coming up, so we do this. So it took a long time. Now what I think is like after training for so long, now I know for a fact that okay, this will come up. So now I can, from anyone who is coming in new, I can just train them like in like 10 hours, I can just give them everything that took us 3 months to learn. That's first thing. Second thing is, sorry, the third is like the sales call. So in the sales call, what to practice, right? So finding the problem, identity, like giving the identity to the prospect, emotional, mapping the emotional future, what exactly they are looking to achieve, the breaking beliefs in pre-objection handlings, and objection handling post price disclosure, right? uh, like partner objection, fear objection, time and money objection, like entirely learn the entire part. uh, that is like the sales cost, right? Now the sales process is, in the sales process is like pre-sales call video, like before the sales call, what to send so that we can increase the show up rates. A post-sales call follow-up sequence for 8 weeks. So all the emails that we will be sending, email and SMS for 8 weeks if someone doesn't close, and how do we map that, right? And then third is like voicemail drop, call update, voicemail drop or a call update 24 hours prior to the appointment. So it has to has a script. So this has to be prepared as a script so that, okay, you know what, I personally, me or my teammates should call them before, and then that way we can increase the show up rates. Uh, then pull up sales calls from future date, right? Yeah. Okay. So if let's say we have six sales call booked, right? And there is two through three of them who did not respond so far. we haven't got any confirmation before 24 hours. So we know that there's higher chances of them not showing up. So in that case, what we can do is like we can pull people from the next day or the day after and then pull in those slots so that we can have people, to speak with. So that way we can have higher number of conversations in a single day, book more meetings, and keep removing the people who haven't given any commitment, and then keep following up with them so that they can give a commitment and they can become warm prospect in 4 days later of the booked appointment. And still we can have those calls as well. And in the calls, in the time period, time slots where they booked initially, we can also have other people coming up, pulled from future days. That, and then reschedule process, right? If someone is requesting a reschedule, we should have like a proper script immediately to call them up and say, hey, this is the possible times. When can we reschedule, and what exactly is the SOPs there we have to follow? Like everything has to be an SOP. Uh, and then the follow-up calls, like for all the follow-up, let's say twice a week or 3 times a week or once a week, we should have like sequences, like what exactly should I, when I call them, I should know what exactly to say, how to start the calls, what exactly the framework I have to follow there, so that I don't have the anxiety. Otherwise, what happens, I notice this, that I don't have like the understanding about what to say, right? So if I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll pick up the phone and then wing it, it's not gonna work, right? And I know that it's not gonna work. That's the reason I get the anxiety. And so I delay the, follow-up calls, which is like it has to be the biggest thing that we should be following up. We should be, focusing on, because it's like a big pipeline that we have already built, about 150, 170 people, and we have only closed like seven. Now, since I know more skills in sales, I can close, even if I get like 25 people to show up from there again, then I can close a higher number of people, at least like 4 or 5 of them, right then there. That is one thing. And then the contract preparation setup, right? So I need to have a system. I'm not sure how exactly to do that. If you guys know anything that is specifically helpful in that part, where if anyone wants to have a contract on the call, how can I make it within like less than 2 minutes? But I need to make it within less than 2 minutes so that I can just pull it up right then and there, customize it for them, and then send them the contract and they can sign it on the call. Like, how can I make it possible? I need to look into that, so that we have payment plans as well, right? So we have three options. It's like 3997 pay upfront, or 4300 pay upfront. And then the other one is like 2600 paid up, twice in a period of 30 days apart. And the other one probably is like 1800 or 1900 for 3 months, right? So 3 times. And it's like a four month program. So uh, I need to have an understanding about, like, if let's say someone can't afford at all at that point, they can commit to $500. I can make them sign the contract and then take $500, and then make the contract accordingly, right? So I need to have all the three options and then take the you know payment and then have the contract signed on the call, and then follow up on the onboarding. They can make the payment completely, whatever, right? So that has to be organized. And in the client success side, the onboarding call structure, it has to be improved. We have to add expectation setting there before the onboarding technicalities, right? Communication has to be weekly, right? Every weekly we need to have like communication, bi-weekly like Zoom call communication, weekly like normal phone call communication. Feedbacks post appointments. So after appointments are booked and they have the appointment conversation, they should be sharing feedback with us in the WhatsApp group. Client success, KPI tracking. So what exactly are we tracking? That's on Jan, but I will map it out. So Facebook ads, VA. So we'll have like someone specifically taking care of the Facebook ads, like full 24/7 focus on there. And then appointment setting by appointment wise, and another virtual assistant if needed on a phone call, or else both appointment wise and virtual assistant. So sometimes we see that appointment wise can already qualify them and then book the appointment, right? If they're responsive on text, then appointment wise can just book it. If they're not responsive on text, then the PA can call them and book it, right? If they're not qualified, they can be disqualified on using appointment wise. So just appointment wise is not enough. Just VA is not enough. Both are needed. So we'll have both of these options. Testimonials, collections, and follow up material preparation. So whenever we have like any positive feedback coming in, for example, yesterday, like for one of our clients, she shared with us that she got like two applications, which is like immensely valuable, right? One application is worth at least like $500, $600. She got like two applications already, right? So two app like is in the process of getting an application. So she shared positive feedback with us. We already took screenshot and then prepared materials for follow-ups. So now this has to be like done very, very thoroughly, right? It has to be prepared like on the spot. Like we need to make up these things so that we have at least like 10 weeks of follow-up for the future, and then 5 to 6 types of content pieces on the front end as well. So that has to be done. And then first week we update daily, like we have to have SOPs for daily updates to the clients when they start, when the ads go live on a new client. And the second week onwards, it should be like every third day we send an update about what the ads are performing like, how many leads came in, what exactly is the query there, what is the plan moving forward. And second month onwards is gonna be once every 5 days. So this is what I have decided after what uh what I've seen. Now this is what I want to do, but the most important thing that I'll be targeting is like for today, it's cold calling, objection handlings. I have prepared all three. I have to refine it, and the training process has to be systemized, which I'll do like from tomorrow. So today is only about cold calling, systemizing, and then I'll again practice some sales things and anything else. Call the leads for the clients, prepare the sales process things a bit, and also like the first part of the cold calling training materials. I'll prepare everything today. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a lot of things going on right now, and we are looking forward to have like 20 more clients with payment, paid in full beforehand, right? Before onboarding them. So yeah, 20 more is the goal as soon as possible.